Hello Math Wizards! Now, we are on the translation of the graph of the given quadratic function. We will be identifying the movement and translation of the graph of a given quadratic function. Let's start. So the blue graph is f of x is equal to x squared. The red graph tells you the reflection of the given f of x is equal to x squared. And we will name it as g of x is equal to negative x squared. Upon observing, the only difference between the two functions is that a is negative. Therefore, if in a given equation, if we change the sign of a, the graph will have its reflection. Now let's look at the three graphs. The red graph is f of x is equal to x squared, which is the basic quadratic equation. The green graph is a translation of, or the movement of the graph 1 unit upward. For the blue graph, it is the movement of the basic graph from x squared moving from the translation of the graph 2 units upward. On the next example, you will notice that the graph f of x is equal to x squared. From red going to blue, it moved 1 unit downward, and from red to green, it moved 2 units up downward. Upon observing the translation of the graph, if you want to move the graph 1 unit downward, you just need to subtract 1 unit. Now let us observe the translation of the graph. If we want to move the graph 1 unit to the right of our graph, it means that you will be subtracting 1 unit inside the binomial. What if you want to move 1 unit to the left? You just need to add up a unit in our variable x. To summarize, if you want to move the graph upward or downward, there will be a change in the value of k. If you want to move the graph horizontally, you need to change the value of your h. Now let us analyze the change in the value of a of a graph of the given quadratic function. As the value of a increases, the graph narrows. If the value of a decreases, the graph becomes wider. Now let us apply what we have learned. So considering number 1, f of x is equal to x squared. Let us translate 1 unit upward. So again, if we are to translate the graph upward or downward, there will be a change in k. So vertically, if you want to change vertically, you need to change, there is a change in y. There is a change in k. If you have to move it horizontally, therefore there is a change in h. So if it is upward, you need to add. If it is downward, you need to subtract. If we will move to the right, you will subtract. If you need to move to the left, you will add. Okay, so let's have f of x is equal to x squared, 1 unit upward. So you will just change the value of k, so that will be f of x is equal to x squared plus 1. 2 units downward, therefore f of x is equal to x squared minus 2. 1 unit to the left, therefore it will become a binomial. So it will become x minus, since it is to the left, you will add 1 unit to our x, so to our h. So it will become f of x is equal to x plus 1, the quantity x plus 1 squared. 3 units to the right. So, if it is to the right, you will subtract for h, so that will be x minus 3 quantity squared. Now, let's try number 2. F of x is equal to the quantity x minus 2 squared plus 1. So, you need to write 1 unit, to move the graph 1 unit upward. Therefore, vertically, if it is upward, you will add. So, f of x is equal to x minus 2. There will be no change in h, but in k instead. So, you will be having plus 1, add up 1 unit upward. So, the resulting equation will be f of x is equal to x minus 2 squared plus 2. How about if you are to move downward? So that will be f of x is equal to x minus 2 squared plus 1. So you will need to subtract 4k 2 units. So it will become f of x is equal to x minus 2 quantity squared minus 1. So that will be our function. Now let's have 1 unit to the left. With the initial function f of x is equal to the quantity x minus 2 squared plus 1, you need to move 1 unit to the left. If it is to the left, you will need to add up 1 unit. So it will be plus 1. Therefore, our resulting function will be f of x is equal to x minus 1 quantity squared plus 1. How about if you need to move 3 units to the right? So your initial function will be f of x is equal to x minus 2 quantity squared plus 1. So you need to, since you are moving to the right, you need to subtract 3 units. So f of x is equal to x minus 5 squared plus 1. Now let's have f of x is equal to x squared plus 6x plus 8. In this case, you need first to write it in vertex form. So f of x is equal to x squared plus 6x. Regroup the first two terms. So f of x is equal to complete the square, x squared plus 6x plus blank plus 8 minus blank. So complete the square, divide 6 by 2. That is 3. Square it, you will get 9. 9 times 1 is 9, and you will place it on the second line. 9. So f of x is equal to the quantity x squared, the quantity x plus 3 squared plus minus 1. Minus 1. So if you need to move 1 unit upward, there will be a change in k. So f of x, your initial function, f of x is equal to x minus plus 3 quantity squared plus 1 minus 1. So you need to add up 1 in our k. So magiging f of x is equal to the square of x plus 3. Negative 1 plus 1 is 0. So that will be f of x is equal to the square of x plus 3. Now let's have f of x is equal to x plus 3 quantity squared minus 1, and you want to move it 2 units downward. So you will be subtracting 2 units to our k. So our final function will be f of x is equal to x plus 3 quantity squared, negative 1 minus 2 is negative 3. Therefore, our final function will be f of x is equal to the square of x plus 3 minus 3. Now let's have 1 unit to the left. In our initial function, f of x is equal to the square of x plus 3 minus 1. You need to move it 1 unit to the left. if you are moving to the left, you need to add up 1 unit to our h. So f of x, so plus 1, f of x is equal to x plus 4 quantity squared minus 1. How about if you need to move 3 units to the right of f of x? So writing our initial equation, so you need to move it 3 units to the right, therefore you will subtract 3 units to to h, 3 units to h. So f of x is equal to the quantity x 0, so the quantity, so negative 3, positive 3 minus 3 is 0, so you will just have x squared minus 1. Therefore, your final function will be f of x is equal to x squared minus 1. Answer the following practice exercises. Like, share, and comment your suggestions on the comment box below, and don't forget to subscribe. To get notified with our latest videos, just click the notification bell.